Hello and welcome to worshiptutorials.com. My name is Brian. In this lesson, I'm going to teach you how to play an electric guitar part for the song In God We Trust by Hillsong. One thing I'd like to encourage you to do is to subscribe to us here on YouTube. We're posting all kinds of content and it will just allow you to keep up to date with everything that we have got going on. If you are looking to learn this song, head over to worshiptutorials.com. There's a link below. You can see a acoustic playthrough where I play the song and the chords display of the song. I have a tutorial on how to play it on acoustic. I also have an electric playthrough where I play what I'm going to teach you right now. This isn't going to be note for note what you hear on the album. What I try to do with these electric guitar tutorials is show you what I would do if I were sort of the only electric player in the band. So it's going to kind of be a mix of lead and rhythm, if you will. So it kind of borrows parts from both. And then certainly if you're just a lead player, you can kind of stick to the lead stuff. If you're playing rhythm, you can kind of borrow from just the rhythm parts. But that's what I'd like to show you in this video. It'll be pretty much exactly how I played it on that YouTube video, which you can go see at Worship Tutorials. So let's talk a little bit about the song. It's in the key of D. It is right around 80 BPM, I think 80.5. So it's on D in the album, and that's what I'm going to teach you today. A little bit about how to get the sounds that I'm going to get. You certainly don't have to use exactly the gear that I have, but this is what I've got. I've got this Shelton Time Flight custom guitar. This thing is awesome. It's got Porter pickups, a Porter custom, and a classic humbucker in the neck. Great guitar. Check out Shelton Electric Instruments. I'm running that through an Agape and a Panama Conqueror. Now, running dual amps is not something you need to do. I just wanted to try it out to see how it sounds, and I like it. So I'm running these two amps on the pedal side. Kind of my clean sound for this song. I've got that Will Sledge Effects Slim Drive turned on all the time, and so when you hear it just clean, it sounds like this. It's kind of dirty, actually. It's not very clean, but this song, there's really not a clean part. There is when you kind of pick through in the verse, but it cleans up when you pick real light. So I run that Slim Drive on all the time. That's the little black pedal. I will kick the white horse on and off for the lead parts. On the delay side, I have a dotted eighth note delay and a quarter note delay, courtesy of the triple delay, and those sound like this. So you can kind of hear that doon, 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 that kind of thing. That dotted eighth is important. If you only have one delay, I would set it at dotted eighth note delay for this song. On the reverb side, I'm running a Boss RV6, and I like the dynamic reverb because if you play a lot, it gets out of your way, and when you stop, it kind of swells in, sounds nice and lush. I use that all the time on the RV6. Okay, so let's talk about how to play the song. The song kicks off with sort of the hook, the lead line, and it's in the key of D. So I find often, and we have a lesson about this as well, to find lead parts in songs, you can explore the two relevant scales for that key, which would be, in our case, D major and B minor. I always take the 1 major and the 6 minor. Those are the scales that I look at first. So D major, B minor. B minor is right up here. And that's where we find our lead. It's right here. I like to put my ring finger on the 11th fret of the G string. And if you play it, I'll turn it on real quick. And then you go down to the 9th fret and then hammer back onto the 11th. And then you come up to the 10th fret of the B string and then hammer onto the 12th. And then back to the 11 of the G string. I like to use my bridge pickup on this, and I like to turn the white horse, which is kind of a Klon type of a pedal. That Slim Drive is like an M drive type of a pedal. So you want a lot of drive for this sort of lead sound, and when you play it at tempo, it sounds like this. Okay, so we have that. That's kind of the first half. So it goes 11 and then down to 9 and hammer onto the 11. And then you go to the 10th fret of the B string, and then you hammer onto the 12th, and then you kind of do that again. And then at the end of it, you go from 11 to 9, back to 11, and then go down to the D string on the 11th fret, and then slide up to the 12th, and then back to the 11th fret of the G string. All right? So let's play the whole thing and put it together. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So that is the lead part, sort of. It's the intro, it's the turnaround sections, and it's the outro. So it shows up a lot. There's only about 4 parts in this whole song that I would play on the guitar. So once you have that down, I'll play it a little bit slower. Let me turn this delay off and play it a little cleaner so you can see it. I'll give you a close-up of my fingers. It goes like this. All right, so when we hit the verses, what I like to do is turn the white horse off, flip to the middle pickup position because it's a little bit warmer, rounder sounding on this guitar anyway, and we're just going to pick through the chords. So it goes G, D, A, B minor, and just pick through them. So with the dotted eighth note delay on and the quarter delay, it kind of sounds like this. So I kind of never really, I kind of come out of that lead and then it goes to the G and then I kind of pick it up on the D. So coming in it sounds like this. That would have taken us into the chorus. Now, when I play these, your acoustic player is going to be strumming down here, sort of these open chords: G, D, A, B minor. So I like to kind of play them up in this part of the neck, and I just play the bar chord version. Here's the D. Here's the A. Here's the G, and here's the B minor. So it's just an E minor shape. This B minor is up here. You've got a bar on the 7th fret, and you're playing your 3rd and 4th fingers on the 9th fret of the A and the D string. This A is just the G, like the E bar chord shape, but all the way up, and you're playing your, put your bar on the 5th fret, and you play your E on the 7, 7, and 6 of the A, D, and G string. The G is one full step down, and then your D is right here. So you're barring on the 5th fret, and you've got your 3rd and 4th fingers on the A string, on the G, and the D and the G string on the 7th fret. And like I said, I just pick through those. So if, again, I'll demonstrate. If you're gonna start through the whole progression, it goes G, D, A, B minor, and then on the second time through, it goes G, D, A, B minor, A. Sounds like this. Takes us into the chorus. In God we trust, in His name we hope. All right. So the first chorus is a drop. So it's important in a band setting, I'm assuming you're not going to be doing this by yourself, but it's important when you're in a band that you want to leave space, and oftentimes that means not playing at all. So when you hit that first chorus, resist the urge to play. Just let the thing go, and it'll give the song a sense of depth, a sense of dynamics, and that's a good thing. To not play in that part. And then when you come out of the chorus, again, you're going to play that lead part. So might want to hit the bridge pickup. So that would be demonstrating coming from the lead line into the verse section. Now, the second time around when you hit the chorus, that's when I would play something a little bigger because the song really picks up there. Like I said, if you've got an acoustic or another guitar player in your band, they're probably going to be playing down here. This G. In God we trust, in His name we hope. So it's a good thing for you to do something else. And I like to play these shapes. I'm going to show you. This is kind of like, you can play a G up here. So you have your, it's on the 7th and the 8th frets, and you just make a D shape up there. It's kind of like a triad, but it comes from the C shape bar chord. So if you bar on the 7th fret and you play a C underneath it, which is not easy to do, but you notice my pinky, my 2, 3, and 4 fingers are making a C major shape. So it's like taking a C and moving it all the way up. Now you don't have to play that, but it forms sort of the basis of this chord you're doing. And what I like to play is everything but the pinky. So you bar on the 7th fret. You take your ring finger and put it on the 9th fret of the D string. And you take your middle finger and put it on the 8th fret of the B string, and you play from the D string down. You really want to play just the 3 high strings, but if you make it this way, you can play the D string as well. So that's your G, and then we go down to play. I like to play the D right here. Okay, so that's that D bar chord shape that we played before. Now from there, you're going to go to an A, and if you go back to this G that we just did, if you take G and move it up 2 frets, it makes an A. And then we're going to play the B minor, which I just like to play the B minor we did before, and then the A that we did before. So B minor, A, and then do it again, G, to D, to A, to B minor, to G, to A. Now, the second time through, you're going to go right back into the lead part. So you have an option here. You have choices. So you can go from this B minor to this A, but I like to go this B minor to this A, because now this finger is in position. All you got to do is move it 1 string to go back to that lead. Okay, when I'm playing this part, I just like to flip it to the bridge and keep the slim drive on. I'm a firm believer in not using a whole bunch of pedals if you don't have to, and just kind of vary your sound by your pick attack and where you're playing and how hard you're playing. So that's what I like to do. So when I hit that, it sounds like this. So you're coming out of the verse section, and so here's the verse, and I'm going to go right into it so you see where it happens. Okay, so that was a sloppy way to get from playing that chorus back into the lead part. Now, if you're an acoustic player that's sort of transitioning to an electric guitar, much like I have recently done, you're going to have to fight the urge to play all the strings. So it's important, like when you play these notes, those chord variations, you want to play just the high strings. You don't need all this stuff down here, and it'll actually make your sound a lot muddier. When you're picking, you're going to be playing these lower notes. And then when you transition to playing the sort of the rhythm, what I would consider the rhythm guitar part in the chorus, you're playing the high strings, the higher notes, and it cuts through and sounds a lot bigger. So you go from this to this. And those are two very distinctly different sounds, and I didn't step on a pedal to make it happen. It's just how you play, how you pick. So that's a big thing that I have really learned and tried to dial in and get better at as I've transitioned from playing a lot of acoustic to a little bit more electric guitar. Okay, so that will cover sort of what we do in the lead, intro, outro, in-between sections. That covers what to do in the verses when it's just kind of picking. That covers the choruses where you want to sound big. Now, the only other part of this song is the bridge, and I almost kind of made up a part, and it's really easy. So you come out of that lead part for the bridge, and instead of coming back to the 11th fret of the G string, I stayed on the 12th fret of the D string. I flipped to the neck pickup because it's a much warmer, sort of rounder sound. I really liked it in that section of the song. So if you go down, I just kind of did this. I went 12 to 11 to 9 to 7. And then you can come back up if you want. So one thing you can kind of do is sort of alternate, go down and then up and then down, kind of like stair step. I like that sound. That's what I did in my little playthrough video, and it would go like this. So it's and you've still got that dotted eighth note delay. So if you hit eighth notes, it's going to do the gallop thing. If you've kind of noticed, it's doon, doon, doon. You get that sound. That's from the dotted eighth note delay, but you just want to strum in eighth notes. 1 and 2, and I suppose when you're doing the chorus, it's 16ths. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. But for this, we're going to do eighth notes. So you can start doing whole notes or quarter notes, and so it would be like this. So you would go 12 to 14 to 11 to 12, 9 to 11 to 7. And I just kind of made that up, embellished it a little bit. Well, first I'll turn the delay off and play it slow, and it sounds like this. Then when it picks up a little bit, you can just pick a little harder. And then the last time through that thing, you can flip it to the bridge pickup to kind of get a little bigger sound. And then you're back into this. Okay, so when you turn the delay back on, it sounds like this. So I'm gonna play it for you. I'll play the whole bridge, but I'll play the lead part and show you how I kind of went from the lead into this bridge. So you got all the stuff that you've got on for this song turned on the bridge pickup. Sounds like this. that's it. That's kind of all the parts on this song. You've basically got a lead part, a sort of a verse kind of where you're just picking through chords part. You've got a big rhythm sort of chorus part, and you've got a bridge part. And you just put those all together and play the song. So you certainly have freedom in a song like this. I picked a really simple one for today, but you have freedom to do some other things if you'd like. And I would just say that it's just a really good thing to communicate with whoever is sort of in charge of the music. If you're playing this at church, whether it's your worship leader or if you have like a music director. I know some places want you to really stick to the album. Me personally, when I'm leading worship, I really kind of give some freedom to the musicians, but it's in a sort of a constrained way. I try to make sure that we're always on the same page as far as dynamics and what we want the song to feel like. But that's what I would play if I were just playing guitar, electric guitar, as the only electric guitar player in the band. It would be pretty difficult for me personally to lead this song while doing that. Although with some practice, I think I could do it for sure. So if you're leading from electric guitar, this might be an approach that you would take as well. I hope this has been helpful. Hope that these videos along the way will show you some tips as far as playing electric guitar, how to find lead lines, sort of differences in how you approach electric guitar to acoustic guitar. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. Again, head over to worshiptutorials.com where we have all kind of resources on this song. Thanks for watching. See you next time.